good morning. How's it going today, everybody? We're headed out to Rocky, to my favorite frack site of all places, and we're gonna take that shack back to Drayton Valley, stack a few more. Let's do it this way. We're gonna go there, we're gonna deck off, we're gonna stack and place a bunch of mats and do stuff, get ready to be loaded. Maybe it's just one stack, I don't even know for sure. Well, I can see this playing into my Saturday. This is Friday today, so we're supposed to stack some mats, load the shack, take the shack back to Drayton, come back, grab the mats, take the mats to the green of ever. And oh man, how many stacks of mats? I can't remember how many stacks of mats we had there. Tomorrow I'm supposed to take a wheeled P-tank out, so I'm gonna, it's always trials and tribulation. There was a lot of times when I first started in T-bed that they didn't fit. P-tanks couldn't turn. It was mostly, there was a company called Pure Energy, and I struggled with, there's Grant Productions too, because they were both companies that are from, like, you know, the 80s era, 90s era, where everything was smaller and short as possible. So like the necks, basically nowadays, they're just basic step decks with the P-tank slapped on them with a bunch of other good goods. And so like I have no problem fitting the most of them. I haven't had one that didn't fit in a long time, so, but the wheel on this truck doesn't go back as far, which is a huge problem. Like when you build a T-bed, make sure that wheel can go back as far as possible, and you can also make middle axle. Huge plus, so you can fit stuff. Picker low boys especially too, because they're short and the neck isn't that long. So that's a huge plus. My tandem didn't go back that far that I had a road train, and then the next one we built, I was like, make sure this wheel will slide all the way back to where the ramp, so when that tail gets lifted, it's back there. So yeah, that was nice. It was a little bit closer. Could have been better, but that is key. They also have other Texas beds. I haven't had a time to actually like look at one up close. I've seen them around where the tail actually folds directly behind the tires, straight down, which I don't know how that works, but honestly I'm not a big fan, because I can see huge issues right off the hop. If you're in soft ground and you got to get up on some rig mats or something and you're tractor trailering, you're gonna not get up there, because that's literally like it was this far off the ground. I was like, oh well, that's cool because you can fit everything and it doesn't get that turning radius in the way, but on top of that, it's no good in soft ground. So it's a 50-50 if you want to get one built like that. I don't know if you guys have seen them. I've seen the odd one. We got a few around here, but I like the design that I got. It's probably the best. Scales are open. Like the lights are on. I'm like, okay, well this is great, because I thought about this earlier. I'm like, technically 6 dry 8x40s you can do on a scissor neck. 6 moist ones, which it's been pretty dry out, so I don't think it should be an issue. But if you're into any of the seasons where it's like raining and stuff, like 6 is pushing it. The shack will be fine, and then I gotta go buy scales and Drayton as well. So, well, I told him, I'm like, dude, if we could take a high boy to do the shack and mats and be legal both loads for sure, 100%. And I like hauling shacks on a high boy better, but whatever, whatevs. Because when you're on a high boy, Alberta's gotten real comfortable with putting these cable guardrails right up to the pavement, and sometimes the white line is the ditch, and then there's like coming up here. It's fine with a 12 wide, but if you get anything wider than that, it's some BS, because I just, getting traffic doesn't listen to pilot cars. It'd be like stop. People just like, they don't even stop. They just blow right by the pilot car. They're like, because they don't have a clue what's going on. But anyways, enough jibber jabber. Going out here, we're gonna stack some stuff. We're gonna haul some stuff. If I don't end up in DOT jail, stand by. Get the Vaseline out, Chuck. We're going in. Turn off the jakes. Excuse me, sir, can we see your mufflers? Like, nope. No, you cannot, because there is none. We can see that you have altered DPF system. Yes, I do. You can go around it, it's just very time consuming and it'll make me late, so definitely not going around. Oh, these buggers are tired of sweating, so they're setting up early. It's too hot in the afternoon. Maybe he's still drinking his coffee because it's only 7:15. Or maybe he's pre-entertained with what's going on here. He's like, oh, there's a girl with short shorts. It's like he's watching porn, so we're probably good. I'm empty, I don't know what's the concern. Except for I am. Got one ripped off mud flap on the back from yesterday. Did not have time to fix. Nice and slow. So yeah, they'll probably be there most of the day. So yeah, that happens seldom. It is that time of the year, which is summer, where it's open. Usually in the winter they're like, no, too cold, not doing it. Now it's like too hot in the middle of the day, so they're setting up super early. It's a rarity to see them before 8 o'clock. It's wheeling that rig. Used to be me. Oh, there's that truck. Squirrel. Anyhow. Well, that's good. Sorry, probably making you guys nauseous. Yesterday I seen they had a guy pulled over at the traffic circle right by our shop. They had like a 1-ton pulled over, like 2 of them. Because I came in there blazing fire to the traffic circle, because all the cars, they always pass me in the 4-lane there, and then I come up the empty lane and I just go right through the traffic circle. I'm like, you guys are idiots. But then you can't, I wasn't really paying attention where they were, and I just came in there with Jake's a scream, and I was like, oh, turn those off. And then when I went back again, because I had to go and swap out trailer, I didn't make a video of it. I had to grab the trombone and carry a buffer. Did a frac setup yesterday, but it was hot as balls, and I was by myself, so I'm gonna like just get it done and over with. And when I came home after the final time, same thing, came screaming up to the traffic circle. I looked, I'm like, oh, no one's there, and it's kind of you can't see the opposite side. And I came screaming through the traffic, and I wasn't screaming, but I'm aggressive. And then when it came out the other side, I was like hooking gears, and then there he was in an unmarked F1 shitty, silver rims, white truck, and he was just looked right at me as I drove by, and we locked eyes. Pretty funny, but anyways, take it easy there. All right, carry on here. was a button in the cab. That's loud. Oh, I didn't do that. Get torqued. That's a good name. Ever have one of those trips where you get stuck behind someone forever? Or like, cruise control's a beautiful thing. I'm heavier, so I shouldn't be catching up to other people. Commercial vehicle simulator, that's who I just passed, yes. And then a vehicle behind him just riding his ass, so I had to pass two at once. I'm like, dude, even though make some space so I pass you and then I'll pass him. And then he like backs out of it on hills. I'm like, well, I can't pass you on a hill. I have no power. Like, just pull over and I'll simulate an ass kicking. Man, I hate it when people drive like that. It's so annoying. But anyways, we were supposed to go back to do mats, or we didn't do any mats at all. He's like, we're just gonna take Shaq today and that's it. I'm like, woohoo! I get a simple, easy day for once. I'll be home by like 1 o'clock-ish. Hopefully. That's when I'll throw up at the, I'll go to the shop, they'll be like, yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and get you to do some town work. Clean Harbors calls and they want something brought across town. Call somebody else. I'm going home. Man, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, working like all day, every day for like a couple weeks now. Well, probably didn't help that I took days off and went on an extensive journey to go get that cab over. That's when I was supposed to reset. But instead I did that. Crammed myself in a truck for another 48 plus hours. And I was like, oh, I want out. But yeah, here I am again. So yeah, we don't have to do mounts. I guess we're going out there again tomorrow. So he was like, that'll be it until Sunday or Monday. And then it's always like, 20 minutes later, I get a phone call from dispatch. Yeah, he wants you out there tomorrow. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. But I had a piece with dispatch the other day too, because I'm like, so there's two of them in the office, the owner and then dispatch, the other guy. And one will phone me, tell me something. Then he'll go, he's like trying to get his hay done, or he went for lunch or whatever. They're passing the phone back and forth like they're playing hockey, I don't know. But then the other guy will phone me and tell me the exact same thing. I'm like, I already know, thank you. And then he'll go do something else, and then the other guy will phone me. It's like, I must have had like 8 phone calls yesterday. I'm like, you know, you guys phoned me like 8 times, and I've been at work for like 6 hours. Like, you need to stop phoning so much. I'm like, you told me what my job is. I know what I'm doing. Lay the rest on me. Leave it in my hands. I will take care of you. Like State Farm. But anyways, yeah. So it's been a constant battle. They like phone me too much, so I'm just starting to get annoyed. I don't know. It's the heat. I think it's the heat and just putting up with the way other people drive around here. Like, oh, it must be COVID. Travel trailers. So here we go. We got 2 travel trailers, and I hate being stuck behind travel trailers because I can't see. Oh yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Rustler. I'll take that opportunity. Give me some half toots and little toots. Sweet. So anyways, back to the shop. Oh man, that's it. Go home, do some serious editing, because I got like 3 videos left and then I'm out. So I gotta do some hammering down here real fast. There. Next. But the downfall of this truck is that these hang so bloody low. I super cheaped out. I just put big washers on it. Saving money. Saving the planet. One mud flap at a time. Chances are it's gonna happen again, and like, wow, that's pretty good. I've had them on there for like 8 months. They're horrible, but with this design, that's the only thing I can do. That's if I get something fabricated. I need this square tubing, square box to come off there, out with the lights, the tail lights down here in the box, and then have a little mud flap hang off that. That is, it's whatever, it's 14 or 17 inches off the ground is legitimate, and then have another one that's bolted to here come down, so when it's up it fills that gap when you're bed loading, which you don't have to. On my road train one, it was just regular square tubing and slide into a slot, and that was it. And there was nothing up here, but I have these, so. All right, home, beer, edit.
start.